Why, hello, and welcome to Latinas Rising Up in HR. We are thrilled to have you here for our virtual pre-launch book release. It has been a work in the making, and I have to tell you, as Priscilla Guaso, that's who I am, and the founder and CEO behind Latinas Rising Up in HR. I just want to thank you for your constant support and for being here more than anything to support these amazing women who are HR professionals and are just knocking it out in life and in their personal lives. I wish I had one of those USBs to download all their great nuggets because there's so much that they've done in their lives to be proud of, but there's also so much that they've learned that they want to share with us. Again, today I want to thank so many folks. It takes quite a village to get to where we are today. And to be honest with all of you, I would not be here on my own if I did it, because I didn't know how to do any of this, to be honest with you. And so I just want to thank you for making those who made this happen, right? Our audience, everyone that's here today that said, hey, I'd love to be a part of this. Let me join. To our authors, both from Volume 1, Volume 2, and now Volume 3. I can't believe I'm saying that. And also to Fig Factor Media. My goodness, we have had such a beautiful, beautiful partnership over the last 4 years. I can't believe it's been 4 years. You're going to keep hearing me say that because I'm still in awe. And actually, my word this year was wonder. And so every time I'm going through something, it's almost like going through the eyes of it all over again. And last but not least, to Enrique and the entire team at Oyin Tech, you make us look fantastic. So thank you for being there and being that support for us. Again, I have been fully blessed with our collaboration with Fig Factor Media on these 3 books. And who knows, maybe there'll be more to come. Each book comes with its own special uniqueness. And I honestly did not know or have planned Volume 3. But when you have amazing women that are at the executive roundtable and say, why not? Why not share my story? This is where it makes, again, the reason why we're here today is to share our stories and motivate others. We did this book almost 4 years ago, and you'll be hearing from one of our authors from Volume 1 and one of our authors from Volume 2. I've invited them to join us as well as our featured guests, but really wanted to share the reason why we did this. When we take a look at the lean-in statistics, right, and we look at many other statistics that are out there, it can be just really demotivating. And I say that honestly because it happened to myself. As I moved up in human resources, I did not see many other Latinas in executive spaces that I could say, one day I would like to be just like her, right? Or I'd like to learn from her. Or how did she or he do this? And unfortunately, the same case goes for Latinos as well. And so when I had a close friend, which actually happens to be Jackie Camacho Ruiz from Fig Factor Media, she said, why not? Why not start a book? Why not do this? Why not jump on it? And she said, I will mentor you through the way. I will help you figure out what you want to bring into fruition. And here we are 4 years later, and I'm still getting goosebumps as I say that, because it's just a true testimony of how the people you keep around you are the ones that help lift you, just as you try to lift others. And sorry, I get emotional because it's truly coming into effect when I see it happen. And when I see all these women that you don't get to see, I get to see them all in the backstage through the green screen. I see their beautiful faces and just what it took for them to be where they are today. And the fact that they're willing to share this with each one of them is what broadens my heart even more. Because again, the fact that we're here is because we want to see more Latina executives in HR roles. I wish we could solve that for every executive role out there. But what you measure gets done, and we focus on human resources. And I really believe that if we can get into the inner sights of what's happening in HR, it's only going to benefit the rest of your organizations or nonprofit or our government. And so again, I really am extremely honored to be here and leading the charge with these amazing women and seeing more executives. That's why we're here. We want to see more executives in these roles. And so we want to break through those glass ceilings or whatever it is that we want to believe that's out there and show that there's more out there. I encourage each one of you that are on this live feed with us to order your books directly with us. This is a pre-release. This is for us to let you know a little bit of each of our authors, because in the past we said, here's our book and we're ready. And it happened so fast and so quick. And this time around, we really want you to get to know our executives, because they work so hard to get to where they are. And we know that they have a playbook that actually could be your playbook.
right? Whether you're in their role, a similar role, or looking to aspire to get into one of their roles. And so if you haven't already, you can purchase your pre-release book, and we'll be getting those by the end of August when we have our book ready. Right now, we're just translating it into Spanish. So if you want to wait and get the Spanish book, you can wait as well. But we will be having it featured in both English and Spanish. So again, cannot wait. Well, with that, I want to introduce both Brenda Pineda and Luz Perez. They are fast friends, fast book sisters, my right and left hand with everything, as all my authors are to me. You're not and once you're in my life, it means a lot to me, right? It's not just working on a project. I feel like your hearts are just in so much of what we do. And so I want to welcome both Luz and Brenda. Thank you so much for making the time to be here with me.
Of course, the pleasure is all ours, and you know that.
Yes,
She
thank you.
does mean it when she says, friends for life. No matter what time of the day, we're always there for each other.
That's very true. Well, I invited both of these ladies on for a reason. One, to give our authors a minute for volume 3 to breathe and get ready for their portion of the program. But two, to also there's beauty, and even as we're looking at the Olympics, of handing off the torch, right? And we've got Luz from volume 1, we've got Brenda from volume 2. Brenda, I'm going to start with you if you don't mind. How has being part of Latinas Rising Up in HR even impacted you personally and or professionally, that you wouldn't mind sharing with the group today?
Oh my God. Thank you, Priscilla. It's great to be here. I'm going to try to make it short. Personally, it has fulfilled a longstanding dream of mine to serve as a mentor to young women and contribute to the HR community. As you know, and most of you know, I was able to partner with Priscilla and Irma Reyes, who's author of Volume 1, on a powerful and robust mentorship program, which I think is in season 3 now. So helping to design that mentorship program allowed me to fulfill my aspirations of guiding and supporting young women, but also provided me with such an immense personal satisfaction of being the mentor I needed when I was growing up in HR. And I share that all the time. And then professionally, oh my God, it's just expanding my network to include now this army of brilliant women. I can't wait to meet you all. Open doors, opportunities, collaborations. I was able to share my story, enhance my professional credibility, which has been great. I won the Latinas Rising Up in HR Leadership Award in 2023, which was such a significant personal achievement for me, and it validated for me my efforts and dedication with the group, and just this entire initiative has been amazing. And featured in Hispanic Executive. I contributed to Latino Leadership Playbook by Refugio, which Luz also did as well. And most notably, you invited me to write the forward for this Power Pack Executive Edition, which I'm so honored to do. So honestly, I can go on. The entire journey just has been a reflection of my dedication and my passion for the impact that I want to continue to make among the young women around us. Thank you.
Oh, Brenda, we are so blessed to have you. I remember when we first spoke, and I think I was driving down the expressway, like running on fumes as usual. And you had so much passion and excitement in your voice of wanting to do something. And to see you lock arms with us, it takes each one of us to be able to do something like that. And I know we're all balancing so many things in our lives. And so publicly, I want to thank you. And secondly, let you know that we wouldn't be where we are today without your support. So thank you, and for being part of our volume 3. It's so great to see having other authors be part of that.
Okay. Well, thank you for answering that call 3 years ago.
Of course. And Luz, I'm going to turn this over to you and share, what advice do you have for our authors and our listeners? Again, you're my voice of wisdom and reason when I need it. So I thought, why not bring her on board and have her be that for everyone else?
OG. You know? So, one of the things that I've learned is that we often dismiss our stories because we feel that as Latinas, we have the same experiences, right? It's like, hey, we have sort of the same upbringing. But I'm here to tell you, honestly, after being part of this amazing network and just reading and hearing all the other stories, every single story and voice really deserves to be heard. It really, really does. We are all unique. We represent different communities. We represent different industries, different parts of the world. And we need more role models. And that's something that, of course, we have been talking about already. And it's going to be a very popular theme, as you think about mentorship and you hear more about it. We need it. To Priscilla's point, when I was also growing up, I thought there was no Latinas in HR, right? And then selecting this field and not knowing who to talk to and where to go, and how do I play the part, essentially in being a Latina, because you kind of have to walk the walk and talk the talk, right? Because you have to sort of lead by example, and so it wasn't until later in my career that I learned to just be me. And so as you think about, again, your own story and how you're going to be representing your community, let's really just learn from each other, be inspired, and take action. I think that is the most important thing that we can do for each other. Be there, tell your story in any way, shape, or form, be a part of, a network like Latinas Rising Up in HR, and ultimately be the next inspiration for the people that you want to continue to lead.
Thank you, Luz. I told you my right or left hand of wisdom. I love it. It's always, you always have it. You're gonna be getting phone calls, I'm sure, after this. Well, I wanted to share with you a little bit of how we're gonna plan the day out today, right? We have an amazing lineup of authors, and I've brought my buddies, both Luz and Brenda, to help introduce many of our authors as well. Because while I love to be here with everyone, I'm sure everyone does want to hear me talk every time, and it's always good to share the wealth here. And so I'm thrilled that we have this opportunity today. I, along, like I said, with Luz and Brenda, will be your MCs for the day. And we're really going to have a moment to hear from our authors directly, right? Hear why they chose to be a part of this, what they're looking to share, what if they have friends and family that they want to reach out to, right? It's their moment. And I invite you to cheer them on, send them many notes, because it takes a lot to share your story. It takes you to be very vulnerable. And most will say, oh, you just write your story up and that's it. Oh, if I could tell you how many iterations, and I think the authors some of us might go into it, of how many iterations I think at some point, which is not, it's very normal for us to be like, I want to rewrite my story. And that happens too. I was one of those. I think Jackie, our publisher, can be my accountability partner on that one. And so really it's a time for them to share and inspire others. I hope again that you find a little nugget from each one of them, because again, it takes a ripple effect of each of us to take that calling on. And I again am very honored to be here to help bring this together, because again, it takes a lot of work and love and sweat and tears. But we're here today to celebrate that we're finally at the end. Our book is being sealed and being created and prepped for us, and now we're preparing the final for the Spanish version, and invite you to be part of that with us. With that, I want to actually go ahead and get us started. So we're going to turn us over to our first author. And oh my goodness, she is one amazing individual that I got a chance to meet over a year ago when we had our summit, or leadership summit in Miami. I'd love to introduce Glenda. Glenda is the Chief Learning and Talent Officer at Chevron. She's leading employee development in technical and leadership training, AI fluency, multicultural programs, and talent management processes. She was born in Maracaibo, Venezuela. Go Venezuela! I love that we have so much representation of different places in this book. So you're going to hear me keep saying that. She began her career at Chevron with an internship in the legal department, and which led to significant roles such as HR Director of Strategy, Policy, and Development. And she's been involved for over 23 years with Chevron's Latino ERG. Again, she is a rock star. You're going to learn more about her here, but she's passionate advocate for her heart health and an active supporter of the American Heart Association. Her story has impacted me personally, and she has had quite a journey of resilience, dedication, and a commitment to opening doors for others, which is why I'm thrilled to welcome Glenda to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Priscilla. Buenos días. Buenas tardes a todos. I'm so excited. I'm talking to you from Danville, California. During the weeks that we've been working on the story, there have been smiles, there have been tears, reflections, memories, and butterflies in the stomach, just like I have right now, and a reminder of how blessed I am. In my story, you will have the chance to read about moments in my life that have been filled with love, about family, about leadership lessons, life challenges, about love that sometimes is difficult to explain, about gratitude. You will read about the support of my village, and my village is awesome. I'm sure they're connected right now, cheering for me. My story will take you to moments of courage, passion, determination, and how I've come out of those. And again, I hope you enjoy it. I did it with a lot of love and care. And again, I hope it opens ideas and thoughts for others. And I said yes to Priscilla when she told me about the book because I believe in the power of storytelling. Storytelling provides an opportunity to remind us that we aren't alone, navigating the challenge of being Latinas, of being working moms, of being human resources leaders, of being friends, wives, daughters, and many are looking up to us and rely on us for support and advice. The reality is that no one has all the answers, and that's why coming together in this project in Latinas Rising Up in HR Volume 3 is going to be an opportunity for us to share our journeys, talking about our mistakes, the things that we wish we had known, and so that you don't have to go through those. And also important how we continue to thrive together and inspire each other. I'm super, super, super grateful, and I have a lot of thank you. So I hope I don't get the Oscars music, but here it goes. First, I'm going to say thank you to Priscilla and Latinos Rising Up in HR for making me part of this special project and for your relentless passion and commitment to elevating Latinas. Thank you to Lisa Wells and Cynthia Bell for helping me translate what my heart and my heart were trying to say and make it a special book chapter. Thank you to mis papás for raising me and instilling in me the values that made me who I am today. I know they're watching me from heaven and they're very proud of me. Thank you to my family for sharing their infinite love with me and fuels me every day. To my husband, I love him so much. Thank you for being my rock. To my kids, Maria, Ramon, and Cristina, you are special. Your love makes me better and a better human and a better mom every day. Thank you to my village, my Venezuelan warriors, the Somos ERG, to my colleagues, my teams, my mentors, and my friends who have been there all along in the good and not so good times of my life. You have taught me so much. Thank you. Thank you. Special thank you to my daughter, Viviana, little Vivi. She showed me infinite love. May you always live in my heart and my memories. To the co-authors, estoy loca por leer sus historias. I can't wait to read your story. Please know that we're making magic today, just in this moment. We're celebrating womanhood, elevating Latinidad. We're celebrating our roles of being HR leaders. We're amplifying the value of people to enable our company strategies. We're honoring those that went before us, and we're paving the ways for those who are coming after us. Vamos por más, hermanas. I'm going to close it with a little bit of my favorite singer song, Gloria Estefan. Get on your feet, get up and make it happen. We're here, we're standing up, we're making it happen. Thank you so much. Gracias a todos.
Ay, gracias, Glenda. Oh my, I told you, I'm like, we're already kicking it off strong. Thank you, Glenda, for making that comment to us and for just being here with us. You are a strong leader, and I can say, I'm like, I can already feel everyone's like, give me the book. Oh, thank you for everything, Glenda. Our next author I would love to bring to the stage is an old friend of mine, actually, from way in the past. And it's funny because our paths have crossed so many times, and now we're working actually together finally on a project somewhat connected to work, but somewhat separate, right? Erika Garcia Hurt, she is a bilingual human resources senior executive with over 25 years of experience across diverse industries such as hospitality, food production, and real estate development. Originally from Mexico City, woohoo! She has held key roles at prominent brands including Four Seasons, Hyatt Hotels, Trump International, Aperium Hospitality Group, and Sim Group. In 2016, she founded EGH Talent and Cultural LLC, a consulting firm that specializes in HR operations and strategic advice. And outside of her professional achievements, she is dedicated to her family and enjoys traveling, cooking, and family gatherings. Erika, I always say, please adopt me into your family. You all have so much fun, but I'd love to welcome you to the stage. Thank you for being here with us.
Oh, thank you for the introduction, and a big thank you to all of our family and friends who are taking the time to be here and showing us your support and love. It really means a lot. I am honored to be here today and to share my journey with you. As Priscilla said, I was born and raised in Mexico City, so Chilanga. I grew up in a large family. As the sixth of eight children, I experienced a unique blend of love and chaos and our rich cultural heritage. We were the first generation in our family to attend college, and the values that I learned in our family restaurant really shaped who I am today. My father instilled in me an impeccable work ethic and a relentless drive to learn and grow. And while my mother really showed me the power of positivity and humor, she is amazing. These lessons have been fundamental in molding my approach to work. The warmth and care for my Latin family, what they have given me is a deep sense of commitment and respect for all the people that I work with. So when Priscilla invited me to participate in this project, I felt both humbled and excited, also a little nervous. But as I reflected on my career, I revisited the joy of the moments of growth and also the mistakes and the challenges that I have overcome, all reminding me of the incredible supportive network that I've had the privilege to work with. My journey into HR really was unexpected. HR just happened to me. I started out pursuing a degree in graphic design, driven by my love of art. I was going to fix a Sixteen Chapel. That obviously didn't happen. But a freelance design job with an uncle in Mexico City introduced me to the world of HR and to my husband, Jay. What began as a design role quickly evolved into a broader involvement in training, management, and HR. This fortunate shift really revealed my passion for creating a positive work environment. So when I moved to Chicago following my heart, I joined Four Seasons Hotels. I had to adapt quickly to a completely new set of HR practices and cultural norms. I understood super fast that I was at a huge disadvantage and I had to catch up. So many things were different. This transition was challenging to say the least. It was absolutely crazy. Everything I knew was different here. But this change also set out the foundation for my career in HR in the US and my dedication and advocacy for immigrants, refugees, and asylees, a subject that is pretty close to my heart. My journey has taken me across various industries, roles, luxury hotels, food production, real estate, and each experience has enriched my perspective and honed my skills in creating inclusive and engaging workplaces. Some of the most meaningful learning experience in my career actually have come from mistakes. I'm sure you can all relate to this. Embracing the mindset has allowed me to navigate challenges with resilience, turn obstacles into opportunities. As my pal Churchill wisely said once, never waste a crisis, right? So it was this that empowered me to lead companies and teams through tough times and prepare them for the future. Ongoing learning has really been a crucial part of my journey, especially because my foundation was not in HR. Now, as a Latina in HR, I have faced unique challenges, including navigating stereotypes, biases, and all these experiences really have made me stronger, more determined, more empathetic. Being Latina women really brings a distinct and valuable perspective to the workplace. Our cultural backgrounds are so diverse. We foster creativity, resilience, and a deep sense of community. Everybody is family. Todos somos familia. And these qualities really enable us to approach problems in innovative ways, find different solutions, and thrive in collaborative environments. We build strong supportive relationships that enhance the team dynamics and really drive collective success. Everything becomes family once again. So my story is one of unexpected opportunities, resilience, ongoing learning, and growth. And it is a testament to the power of embracing our heritage and staying true to our values. For the aspiring Latina HR professionals, just remember that your unique perspective is a strength. You have the ability to shop workplaces, to shape them, to advocate for diversity, for inclusion, for equity, to inspire change. Welcome fear. Welcome fear as a driver to push through, to learn, to grow. Embrace your journey with confidence. Your voice and heritage and the authenticity are really your greatest assets. Face your challenges head on. Learn from every experience. Keep moving forward with conviction. The impact that you can make is profound, and your contributions are essential to shaping a more inclusive and dynamic future in human resources, and honestly, for the world. Our leadership, especially now, is essential. It is needed more than ever. Now, before I let you go, I want to say a few thank yous, and I'm going to try to push through this. First, to my husband Jay, who really welcomed my family, my crazy familia. We are crazy. And he embraced the culture. No? I actually think that he is a Mexican at heart. To my dad, who, wherever you are, I know you are proud. To my mom, gracias for your eternal optimism and for continuing to be the most loved cheerleader I could find. And to my sister Dani, you are the best sister anyone can ever wish to have. I admire you so much. I want to be like you when I grow up. To my other sisters, my primas, my brothers, my tias, my nieces, my nephews, Flipper Bingo, to my friends and colleagues, I am just so fortunate to have you in my life. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much, Erika. Wow. What you mentioned about embracing fear, right? And many of us here on this call, we're so used to being behind the scenes, right? And to see each one of us embracing that fear, you would think, oh, they speak all the time. They're doing orientations and managing, the big town hall meetings. But when it comes to our own story, it's a lot. It's a time to be very vulnerable. So thank you for being just that, because it's not perfect at all. On the contrary, right? Like you said, our crazy family and all the people we love, they embrace that, and I think we need to see that more. To be honest, we need to see that more. So thank you for your very, very wise words. The next amazing author that I'd love to bring to stage, our history actually stems from a mutual friend when I was looking to bring this book out. And Dora Mendez was so excited. She was like, let's talk. I want to hear more. Tell me about this. If you need someone that can talk to you about DEI, like, I'm your girl. And then she also launched an amazing her own business of Coach Dora. You'll hear more about that in a minute. But Dora Mendez is the founder and CEO of Coach Dora LLC and a C-suite executive with over 12 years of HR experience. Her mission is to be a beacon of bold authenticity. I love that. Igniting conversations on diversity, equity, and inclusion through her writing and public speaking, which makes complete sense of why she's here today with us, right? And she envisions a world where everyone feels empowered to lead with courage and compassion, and her coaching and consulting services are the tools to help make that vision a reality. Dora, thank you for answering the call. I'd love to welcome you to the stage.
Thank you so much. I'm really trying hard not to cry. This is very emotional, and I'm so overwhelmed. So again, I just want to say, I'm Dora Mendez. My pronouns are she, her, ella. Um, and I'm just bursting with excitement and gratitude. So I want to start um, by taking this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to those who help make my dream of authorship a reality. Um, Sorry, let me take a breath. First and foremost, I want to thank Ohilda Holguin for introducing me to you, Priscilla. Uh, Priscilla, thank you for giving me this incredible opportunity to share my story. Gabby and the entire team from Fig Factor Media and my brilliant editor, Liz, deserve immense credit for bringing my vision to life. This is just the beginning. I have many more stories to tell. Writing and speaking are passions of mine, and I'm fortunate to share them through my coaching and consulting, HR consulting business, Coach Dora LLC. As my book sisters know, there's never a dull moment in HR. Beyond my writing and consulting, I've had the privilege of serving as an adjunct professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice, a City University of New York college, for over a decade. And I'm grateful for the support of my colleagues in the public management department, especially our new chair, Dr. Jason Rivera. His team was instrumental in spreading the word about my book, the launch, through John Jay's social media channels. Um, Also, a Hispanic serving institution where I earned my master's degree. John Jay holds a special place in my heart. I'm proud to teach a student body that 40% of which identifies as Latinx. I also want to extend my gratitude to the alumni team at Iona University, my undergraduate alum alma mater, for their support in promoting the book and the pre-orders. Um, my family, who I know many of which are out there in the virtual land, as a source of encouragement. My husband and two children, Naomi and Mateo. Hi, I know they're happy that I mentioned their names. My inspiring mother, Zenaida Mendez. I'm also thankful to her as a native Spanish speaker who helped me review the Spanish translation of my chapter. Bilingualism is a powerful tool that opens doors to countless opportunities. It's a superpower. Spanish speaking is a skill that's a superpower. Without giving too much away, my chapter is titled Below the Surface of Nonprofits, HR and DEI, and Afro Latinas Leadership Journey. Through my Afro Latina perspective, I hope to emphasize the importance of inclusive leadership that embraces all identities. Inclusive leadership is the key to the success of any organization. I'm looking forward to the in-person book launch that Priscilla alluded to earlier. I know not all the details are finalized, but hopefully September 30th in Chicago. That date holds a special significance as it falls within Hispanic Heritage Latinx Month. It's an opportunity to celebrate Latina leaders and their accomplishments, and we need more data, examples to show the world that Latinas are worthy and capable leaders. We are not exceptions, but we are examples. The reality that Latinas make up less than 2% of the C-suite is unfortunate. This is why you need this book. Our authorship is an investment in supporting the amazing talent that Latinas have to offer. Again, we are examples, not exceptions. We are examples of how to lead by overcoming adversity. If we can rise up in HR as executives, you can too. I invite you to join me on this exciting journey, to join us as we explore the power of inclusive leadership together. If you haven't done so already, pre-order your copy today. I'm excited. I can't wait to get it in my hands. And I hope that we will keep in touch and continue to support one another. Please connect with me on LinkedIn, Coach Dora M, at Coach Dora M on Insta and YouTube, where I'll continue to write and share my stories, insights, and information on inclusive leadership. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm just filled with gratitude to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach Dora. Oh, love that. Again, the reason why, if you get this book more than anything, and know that when you do make a purchase of our book, I didn't say this at the beginning, it's so much excitement, right? So many good things to share, is that a portion of the proceeds goes towards our scholarship. And that's why many of us are in this, right? To be honest, these are not my stories. These are each one of our stories. And our stories are going to continue. I mean, even if we sell one or two books in the next month, right, of the last volumes, they continue going into a fund that helps support our scholarships. And that, for me, whether I'm here or any of us are here, our legacy continues, right, in supporting others. And so thank you, Coach Dora, for your words. The next author that I have the pleasure of speaking with here today is someone that reached out immediately and was like, I am on board. Sign me up. I'm ready to go. When's the book launch? Let's go. Let's do it. And I have to tell you, with Elenia's leadership and excitement, I have the pleasure of welcoming her to the stage. She is the head of global talent acquisition at Duck Creek Technologies, focusing on attracting top talent across multiple regions to support the company's innovative teams in the insurtech space. With over 16 years of experience in the professional services industry at Accenture, she has expertise in management consulting, HR, DEIB. Beyond her professional work, though, Elenia is committed to mentoring and advocating for entry level and mid career professionals. She enjoys traveling, reading, and cooking with her family in Chicago suburbs. Welcome to the stage, Elenia.
I am so pumped, honored, and humbled to be here with this amazing group of women. So, and here we are, Priscilla. Um, I am a Panameñita that comes from a multicultural family, and half of my family is Chinese. So there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of noise and happiness in that family, and it's shaped who I am. I am here in this book because, as Priscilla and I have talked extensively, and I think we all share this, we know the path is hard, and there's no reason for other people to suffer, struggle as we've done. And if we can share what we know, mentor other people to open up other pathways for the next generations of Latina leaders, that's what we're here for. I don't believe that because someone suffer, I suffer, the rest of the people need to do that. So I think the world of corporate America needs more Latinas. Why? Because we're connectors. Because wherever we go, we build, forge, and nurture communities. It's rewarding for us. It's our oxygen. It's a way to get ourselves energized. And I think corporate America benefits immensely from that because when you have a strong company culture, when you have engaged employees, you retain the best talent. And of course, I'm looking at it from my talent acquisition lens. To the Latinas who are aspiring to look into the world of HR, it is a happening place. It is a rewarding career because we're not here just to bring people in. We identify amazing talents, compensate them, train them, nurture them, and put them on a path of success in organizations. And that is a strategic imperative. HR is a strategic partner to the business more now than ever. So if you are here on this call and you're not an author, I already know something about you. Two things about you. You're either here to support someone or you're here because you want to elevate your career. And I can share with you what I have found so far. I have found friendship, sisterhood from the moment that I've connected with people. If somebody needed a resume review, if I need Brenda the other day hooked me up with someone, Brenda Pineda, who I know is here on the call, with an expert that I didn't know. There's sponsorship here. I know where there are rooms in which you're not talked about. People are going to talk about and showcase you. So, and my book is about making my chapter, sorry, is our book. And my chapter is really about using your strengths, right? Persevering, finding courage. And I know from experience that making a change is absolutely terrifying. If you're not happy where you are because you don't have a pathway to a promotion or a title, or maybe you unfortunately are in a toxic environment, staying where you are is really not an option. And it takes so much courage to make a change. My courage comes from my mother, Elena, and I'm going to try not to get emotional. My mom raised me pretty much like a single mom in Panama and gave me the courage to, seeing her fight for me and her and teach me standards. Wanting better for me has been a light in my life. So I'm super grateful for her. And I am also lucky to come from a family that values supporting one another, that shows up for you. And I think that's what you will find here in this community, that even though you may think you're alone, we don't succeed alone. No one's an island. And I think hopefully you check us out and read through the inspirational stories of each of you. I think Priscilla hit the nail. There's a lot of heart in this community. And I'm just so grateful that I found these ladies and connected. So I hope that you find inspiration to find your path. We're here to have your back. And if you don't know the answers, you have a very powerful group of women who will have your best. So I hope you enjoy each of our stories. And last but not least, I want to give a huge thanks to my husband, who, like Erica said, he is a Panamanian gringo and is never been intimidated about my personality, my family. He's embraced it, and he wants me to do better. He's my partner for life, and my son Ian, who embarks with me and every crazy adventure that I concoct, and he just rolls with the punches. And he's taught me um, patience and grace. So I am eternally grateful to my son for that. So, book sisters, here we go. I am grateful for my sisters in volume 1 and 2. I can't wait for this ride for volume 3. Hopefully, everyone in the audience embarked with us. And Priscilla, I am sure this is not going to be the last book, right? Like there will be more stories to tell because each of us is unique, and the energy from each group uh, builds another step and opens another door for fellow Latinas. So thank you.
Thank you, Elenia. I knew it. I was like, you're gonna bring more great stories and energy. And I am so glad that you answered that call because, again, like you mentioned with the heart piece, it's you can pull, and like I shared with everyone before our call, you all were behind the green screen. You can bring folks together, men, women, and all of that, that have the titles, that have the accolades, but we really wanted to bring forth leaders that truly have the heart behind what we do, especially in human resources. We hear horror stories of what some HR professionals are doing and how they're supposedly supporting their teams. And I can tell you that what made even greater confirmation was when we started announcing all of your names and the influx of messages where it's like, oh my gosh, you were my favorite leader. And I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised you're telling your story. And so, again, thank you for answering that call. Next, I would love to announce our winners. So we have behind every couple authors, we're going to announce a winner of who gets a free book of our volume 3. You won't get it yet because it's being made as we speak, but you will get it before it goes live. You'll actually get it in tandem with our authors. So that's pretty special. We have our first winner, Daniela Garcia. Congratulations for receiving our first book. You will be one of the first external people to see our book, so we can't wait to have that happen. We will we'll shoot you an email following this call, so that way you can see in our live stream here of what that means, right, and when you can anticipate getting it. And we'd love your feedback on it too, since you'll be one of the first people to read it on top of our families, right? We have to make sure our families get to see it first. Wonderful. Well, I would love to switch the stage, like I mentioned, to bring our next MC on board. Brenda, thank you so much for making the time to be here with us and introduce the next amazing slew of beautiful, intelligent, and powerful authors that we have. I'll channel it over to you.
Thank you, Priscilla, and thank you for the first group with your amazing advice and sharing bits of your stories. I can't wait to get my copy. I now have the honor of introducing Barbara King. Barbara is a distinguished Latina HR leader with over 25 years of experience, known for her contributions to talent management, leadership development, and fostering a sustainable company culture. She's passionate about creating inclusive work environments, believing diversity and inclusion are crucial for innovation and growth, and has implemented comprehensive diversity initiatives that have transformed organizational cultures and improved employee engagement. Recognized as an inspiring leader, Barbara balances her successful career with being a proud mom of 2 adult children and 2 fur babies, and advocates for work life balance in her personal life. Welcome, Barbara.
Thank you, Brenda. One of the great things about going after some of these amazing authors is you get all the emotions out. All of you have made me cry. So I did have makeup on earlier. So thank you for that. I got the emotions out. You know, this book is so much more than just a collection of stories. It's a testament to resilience, talent, leadership that Latinas bring to the field of human resources. And I remember perusing through LinkedIn a couple of years ago and coming across Latinas Rising Up in HR and seeing Priscilla's profile. And I was like, why am I missing out on this? And so I remember attending the summit a couple of years ago and talking to Priscilla and seeing all the, other book sisters, just how they rallied together in that community. And I was like, what? Where have I been all this time and what am I missing? And so when it was time for, volume 3, and I kind of sort of raised my hand and went like this, and Priscilla was like, well, what would you talk about? And I said, this is my story. And she said, you got to write about it, and my contributions to the book reflect, very personal and shared experiences that perhaps somebody else it has experienced as well. And I took pride in highlighting the struggles, the triumphs, and all those unwavering spirits that as Latina professionals have to utilize to shape the future of HR. And I remember talking to the editors, and at times we would stop and just be like, can I understand more about what happened? And it felt good to actually get that story out, because it's stuff that I've been harboring for such a long time. And so when Priscilla said you got to do it, I did it. And one of the core messages I think that I've taken away from this community, from Latinas Rising Up in HR, is the power of community and mentorship. I'm so fortunate to be surrounded by such amazing women, and I'm honored to have such an amazing book sister for the rest of my life. We have a group chat, and just the messages that come across, and it's not just about the book, it's personal stuff, it's work related, and it's such a great community to feel like, I have friends all over the US right now, and it's amazing. As we celebrate the release of this book, I urge each of you to reflect on your own journey, and the journey of the book sisters. I can't wait to read their stories. And I know the other volumes that I've read, those stories have been inspirations to me. How can we collectively continue to support and uplift one another? How do we leverage, our positions to advocate for systematic change and create spaces where our voices are actually heard? It's impactful, and it's very powerful for us Latinas. For me, okay, I swore I wasn't gonna get emotional. Priscilla, thank you so much. This was definitely eye-opening for me, but a great experience. And my family has been annoyed with me with all the phone calls and prep calls and sitting at dinner listening to them, but they are so proud of me. And I keep getting the text messages of, you got this, go do what you got to do. And it's amazing to feel that way. I'm honored, but very humbled. And so I encourage all of you to feel that same power with this community. Priscilla has been amazing. My book sisters, un aplauso. Congratulations. And, thank you, Priscilla, for being a beacon. I appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for sharing. I know it gets very emotional. We're not used to bragging about ourselves. And I told you guys, we're a big deal. And everybody's going to know we're a big deal. My next author, I need to spend just a little bit of time on. My next introduction is Lisette Zubi, currently the Chief Human Resource Officer at Child Care Resource Center in Chatsworth, California. With over 25 years of experience, she is known as a strategic thinker who thrives on developing and implementing innovative HR initiatives that foster employee engagement, enhance organizational performance, and support the achievement of business goals. Most recently, Lisette was featured in Hispanic Executive for her move from luxury hospitality to her current role in the nonprofit industry, and named as a finalist among peer-voted Top 100 Human Resource Professional Award. Lisette has always stayed on top of the latest HR trends while balancing it with family time and traveling. She came to us through the mentorship program as a mentee, which just goes to show how much passion she has to keep growing and learning and giving back. Lisette is a first gen Mexican American from California, a proud wife to a chef, and a mom of two amazing children. Welcome, Lisette.
Thank you, Brenda. And I owe you a lot of thank you, because a lot of this journey with Latinas Rising Up in HR has been, the partnership, the mentorship. You were my mentor. You introduced me to Priscilla and this amazing opportunity. And, listening, being here and listening to all the incredible authors continues to inspire me and keep pushing boundaries and staying true to who we are. And maybe this is why the tears, because there's so much emotion in all of us, and I think it's a reflection of all the hard work, the passion, and who we are as a Latina community. So it's an honor and a privilege to be part of this amazing journey with Latinas Rising Up in HR. Okay, I'm gonna take a deep breath. Like everybody, I was thinking to myself, why did I not bring a box of Kleenex? What was I thinking? I knew I was gonna get emotional. As a Latina, my heritage is an integral part of who I am. Um, I grew up in a very humble home. My dad worked multiple jobs, and my mom stayed at home to take care of me and my two older brothers. So I think that's where the perseverance and the life lessons came, to never give up, not lose identity of who you are, which is a key theme in my biography. I didn't think I was going to be in human resources. When I was going to college, I was working in hospitality, and I thought, I'm going to be a finance person. But someone, the director of HR at that hotel, must have seen something in me. He brought me into the field of human resources and became my biggest mentor and advocate. And he took me under his wings and inspired me to pursue my career in HR. And here I am, almost 25 years later. And this is when I learned that we can make a difference in someone's life. Even if it's just one person, you can spark a passion in them. And the passion in me was to be a resource for the employees and partner with the business. As a minority female and working towards climbing that corporate ladder, I had a vision. And there were people that told me directly, you're not going to reach there. Well, guess what? I did. And that's when I learned very quickly that change is constant. And in order for me to gain the respect for what I do, I had to push boundaries and learn from my mistakes and to make me stronger to who I am now. I've been blessed to have been married for 22 years, and my husband has been my constant rock. He has supported me in my journey professionally and our personal journey together in life. He has inspired me to keep pushing my boundaries. He's listened to all my stories and has been there to give me amazing advice. And then I became a mom about 10 years ago. And my kids, Xavier and Sarah, they've taught me that the most important role in life is being a mom. But I've also been blessed to have built amazing relationships throughout my career that have blossomed into my core circle that have supported me in life. And you know that in the HR field, we wear multiple hats. Even though right now I feel like mostly it's being an attorney and a psychologist, but my passion is in developing others and my team and building and nourishing relationships. Now that I've reached this level of being a chief HR officer, for me, it's critical that I support, influence, and align the people and business strategy. And in the world that we live now, change is constant. So if I can share a piece of advice is embrace change because this is what makes us stronger. Each of us have different goals and aspirations, but let's not lose sight of enjoying the present, like the moment that we're having now here today. Focus on your future and know that life life's obstacles and setbacks will only help us grow and transform into who we are and who we aspire to be. Um, so thank you to all of you. Thank you to Brenda again for introducing me to this project, Priscilla for the opportunity to be part of this amazing journey. My husband, my parents, my brothers, my children, to all my core circle, and these amazing authors. Um, we've all faced adversity, and remember that you only have one life, and you won't know what the outcome is unless you try, take a risk, and not give up. And I remember seeing this video from Snoop Dogg where when he got his star in Hollywood, and he said, "I thank me." So I thank me for keeping myself to keep pushing forward. So I love that because it's true. It takes a lot of all of us to keep pushing forward. So thank you, and I'm so proud of everyone here. And keep pushing forward because every day is a new chapter in our life, and this book is a combination of all of our stories that hopefully will inspire someone, even if it's just one person. We all make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I do have to admit, when we were paired on the mentorship program, I was so excited because you mentored me as well. So thank
Thank
you.
you.
Um, we are very emotional because we're very passionate. And when they say we're feisty, we're not feisty, we're passionate. It's passion. um, we get scared, do it scared. You feel like you're going to cry, do it crying. And if you feel like you're going to get sick and then do it, or do it and then get sick, but just do it. Uh, my next author is Samantha Romina Polk. She is the Director of Human Resources at VOCO, Chicago Downtown, with over 2 decades of experience in HR, excelling in talent acquisition, performance management, and fostering diverse teams. Before her current role, she led HR operations at Gage Hospitality Group and held various leadership positions at Universal Health Services, Pachak USA, Omni Hotels and Results, Omni Hotels and Resorts, and Kimpton Hotels and Restaurants. A summa cum laude graduate of Loyola University Chicago, woohoo. Samantha's passionate about advocacy for the Latino community and making a lasting impact in HR. Originally from Buenos Aires, Argentina, and raised in Chicago, she is a proud mom of 3 beautiful girls. Welcome, Samantha.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much, Brenda, for the wonderful introduction. And I am just feeling the love from my book sisters. This is such a joyous occasion. It's very emotional. I didn't think I was going to cry, so I'm going to just try to hold my tears in. But I'm just so honored to have the opportunity to share my journey and my motivations behind my decision to become an author in Latinas Rising Up in HR. My story, I'm originally, like Brenda said, I'm originally from Buenos Aires, Argentina. I came to the US when I was 7. I struggled a lot with identity growing up. So I talk about that in my chapter about finding my voice and also finding community, right? Because my family is almost everyone is in Argentina except my brothers and my parents. So growing up, I didn't have the large, close knit family that many of us cherish. And I often felt that absence of that support and that village. Um, Anything from traditions and gatherings and even sense of belongings, even learning kind of holidays, Thanksgiving and Halloween were brand new to me when I was little. So a lot of the culture is what I missed, and transitioning and growing up in the US, especially in Chicago, I found a new community. Within the Latino community, I found friends that became family. And then as I was growing up and I found my way, or actually HR found me, I found also a new community in HR. So HR was more than just a profession, it became an extended family. I connected with people on a deeper level, understanding struggles, understanding and celebrating achievements, standing by people as they, rose and shined and through thick and thin. I found my purpose. I found my calling. So this journey wasn't just about my growth, my own professional growth. It's also about finding a community where I could thrive and help others to do the same. So I wanted to create an environment where everyone felt seen, heard, and valued, just like a family. Writing for this book was a natural extension of this passion. I wanted to leave a mark and build a legacy, not just for myself, but for the many Latinas who aspire to rise in this field. I wanted to share my experiences, my challenges, my triumphs, the highs, the lows, and hopefully inspire others to pursue their dreams fearlessly. This book is my way of giving back to the community that has given me so much. It's about creating a roadmap for others, showing that despite challenges we may face as Latinas, our potential is limitless. It's about ensuring that the voices of our community are amplified and our contributions are recognized. In writing this book, I aim to provide a source of encouragement and empowerment, a testament that no matter where we start, we can achieve greatness. So it's about leaving behind a legacy of resilience, of passion, and unwavering determination. There's so many people I want to thank, but I want to start off with thanking Priscilla. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my story. My family and friends for their support, encouragement, and love along my journey. They've been there to help me through my darkest days and offered a lot of love and support when I needed it. My kids, who are my absolute world. I want to give a special attention to my dad, who has always been my inspiration. He's been my guiding light. I talk about my dad a lot in this book. My family in Argentina, I love you and I miss you. I also want to thank my friend Denica, who had connected me to Priscilla. This is how I was able to be a part of this book. She is also an author and is an author in the Latinas Rising Up in Real Estate. And finally, I just want to give a shout out to 3 special people who were part of my HR story. My friend Gio, he's the reason why I got into hospitality. My friend and old coworker Miriam, who planted the seed of why I should get into HR. And my wonderful friend Jen, who saw something in me and gave me the opportunity to shine, and was there throughout my HR journey. I love you all. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my story and for being a part of this incredible journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. I definitely can't wait to read your story. My next author is Jennifer Ramirez. Jennifer, with over 15 years of experience in human resources, specializing in compensation, designs and implements compensation plans that align with organizational goals. Starting her journey at Verizon, she honed her technical skills in compensation and HR analytics, and now serves as the Vice President of Global Compensation at IPG Media Brands. Jennifer holds degrees from Stevens Institute of Technology, certifications in business intelligence and analytics, and is completing the Hispanic and Latino Executive Leadership Program with McKinsey, while passionately empowering young adults in STEM and HR careers. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi, thank you, Brenda. So I'm going to leave my thank yous at the end because I know I will probably tear up. And I'm actually surprised my makeup is still on after all of my book sisters that have gone already. So, like Brenda said, I'm the Vice President of Global Compensation for a media and marketing solutions company. And I would consider myself in the early stage of leadership. So something that I wanted to focus on in my book is really about my journey in getting to where I am right now. I know there's lots of learning to do, and I feel very grateful to be in this group with such amazing and inspiring leaders. And I will get to learn from them, which is great. But for my focus in the book, it's mostly about my journey, both personal and work, of how I took I can moments, whether from myself or from others, and kind of transform that. So really transforming those challenges into opportunities of the with the power of I can. And each of those challenges taught me something, whether it was about myself or something that would is what's showing up right now as for me as a leader. So, when we think about things from your home life or from work, sometimes those things trickle on. So, for example, I tend to be a rescuer in home, and that translates into leadership, where I become a rescuer in leadership. And sometimes that's not the best trait to have as a leader. So, really learning those key moments of like, how can I, you know, become a better leader? And, luckily, all these experiences have led to that. And, my journey really started of the you can'ts was like I had somebody that I trusted, and, I thought they were guiding me to make sure I got into college. And she ended up giving me my first you can't moment. And that's what impacted me and all the decisions down the road of this journey. So, learning more about myself as a young adult and, now leading to where I am now and excited to start this leadership journey and learn from amazing people. So I hope you all get our books and kind of learn from each of us. Especially, I'm excited to read for you to read my story. At the end of the day, something that I want you to take away from is just really being able to learn from taking risks and being comfortable with the uncomfortable. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations so you can get better at it, so you embrace it. And I think, another key learning for me was really not trying to fit in anymore, which is something I did early on. And instead, shine, show your uniqueness, show your passion, and really bring that forward as you become a leader. So, and then now I'll go with my thank yous. So, thank you to all my book sisters, Priscilla, you know, Latinas Rising Up in HR, like such a great organization to be a part of. And thank you, Jen, one of the other co authors, for introducing me to Priscilla. I also want to say thank you to, of course, to my family and friends. My family is a huge part of my story, and you'll learn that when you read it. And, my friends are probably, I love to have a small group of friends, but I know I have the best quality friends. And those are the people that I count on. They're my mentors. I learn so much from them, and we push each other to move forward and grow. A special thanks, of course, to my amazing Colombian parents. Watching them go through their journey of life, and now as an adult, understanding how much it took to get us to where we are. That's been so wonderful to watch and appreciate as an adult. And so, I've learned a lot from my dad, my mom, and my dad was one that would always tell us, you can do anything. And he would always get upset if we said we couldn't do something. And he would make sure he was there to support us and show us, hey, keep trying until you get it. And, I think that helped me in my journey. And, it's very special thanks and dedication to my 3-year-old niece. She inspires me every day to work hard. And I want to dedicate my chapter to her because I want her to grow up to be strong, independent, and proud to be a Latina. And I hope she'll enjoy her copy when she's old enough to read it. But, thank you honestly for this opportunity to grow and to do that with amazing group of women. So thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for sharing. I now have our next Volume 3 Executive Edition book winner. Suhey Taveras is our winner for a free copy. Congratulations, Suhey. I hope you enjoyed the book. I will now turn the mic over to my book sister, Luz Perez, who will continue to introduce our authors.
Thank you so much, Brenda. It's not often that you get the honor of passing flowers, to your fellow Latinas. And so first, thank you just for allowing me and giving me the opportunity to be here to present our next authors. Congratulations, by the way. This is a huge accomplishment. So we'll get to celebrate at some point in person too. So I am going to bring up Alana Tanguma Withers to the stage. Alana is the Vice President, HR Business Partner for US RX Manufacturing at Essilor Luxurica. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced.
You got it.
Overseeing HR functions across 75 plus locations. That is a large coverage. Let me just tell you, as an HR VP. With a team of 27, she focuses on integrations, acquisitions, leadership development, talent management, compensation, and workforce planning. I mean, the list keeps on, of course, when you're in HR. Her passion for HR began during a job shadowing opportunity at her father's employer, where she discovered her love for business, helping people, and driving change. She holds a bachelor's of business administration with a concentration in human resource management and organizational behavioral from the University of North Texas. Alana is a proud wife and a mom of 2 beautiful children. She enjoys traveling, journaling, dancing, mentoring, and spending time with her family. I look forward to dancing at some point with you, Alana. And with that, welcome to the stage.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here and actually have this moment happen finally. As Luz said, she said everything about me, and you got the name of the company right, which is great because it's hard to say. Even ask my mother; it's still hard to say. But I do have 15 years of experience in HR business partnering and talent acquisition, and I'm a 3rd-generation Mexican American and proud to represent Dallas, Texas. So I'm excited to be here with everybody. As you've heard from many of our book sisters today, the word humble is very real. So super humble and honored to be here today as a contributing author with this group of talented and inspiring Latina HR executive leaders. Obviously, thank you, Priscilla, for being so grateful to cross paths with you. Yes, I attended the summit and have read both of the books before, but I happened to send a message over to Priscilla through LinkedIn and said, like, what's the date for the event? Because I'm a big planner, so I have to try to find the date and mark it down and make sure that family and work can happen so I can invest in myself. And she just happened to ask the question of, have you ever considered telling your story? And I just sat there staring at the message like, what do I say to her? What do I say? To say yes, say no. And it's something I've thought about for a long time, but it took this accidental conversation on LinkedIn to, begin my courageous journey in shaping the story that I want to tell. And that I have told and will continue to tell as we have opportunities to speak at various times. But as you kind of heard in my introduction, I wanted to do HR since I was 16 years old after being inspired by an HR director who I believe is online today at Gulfstream Aerospace during a job shadowing opportunity at my father's employer. And that was a big deal to see someone else, someone of color as well, in an HR director capacity. So one, that gave me a little ounce of it is possible to, be in a level of position of that type. And throughout my journey at EssilorLuxottica, my early 20s, hard to say because, I think we've heard the word reflect from a lot of the book sisters today too. But, my goal was to be in management as I was around a very humble family, mostly blue collar workers or assistants or teachers or educators. Management was, the dream. That's what you wanted to aspire to do. So as I became a regional HR manager at EssilorLuxottica very early on in my early 20s, I met my goal of becoming that so fast. that I started to wonder, like, so what do I do now? And looking around as a very ambitious person, I didn't see many Latinos or Latinas, especially in HR. So I focused my energy at that time, on deepening my experiences, expanding my scope, as you see, and my background as well. And I was patient. At My parents have taught me a lot of patience. People will notice you. I know that's very common in our background. So I waited and I watched others, go before me and be passed occasionally. But I continued to expand and do what I was there to do and to help people. So throughout the next 8 years, I met many mentors, took advantage of that time, lots of HR peers, leaders I admired, and gained experiences, that created the track record of success that you will learn about if you keep listening and buying the book. But the last 4 years, I think, were the biggest part of my journey into leadership and how it continued to strengthen. I started to reflect on that, what is my purpose? Like, what am I doing? I've done all this stuff. You got this great track record for success, but like, what do I want to be remembered for? And that's one of those questions. If you haven't asked yourself that before, I definitely advise you to like look into it. It's a big reflection to know what you would want to be remembered for. And as I kind of figured out what my answer was for that, um, in particular, it just, I don't know, drove me to a place of like starting to say yes to things that I was afraid about or being vulnerable, speaking, whether that's town halls or getting on stage doing a co-presentation with someone at an event. So, my message is, just never doubt yourself. You got to do it. That's what you got to keep telling yourself. What do you have to lose? Why not you? What's going to happen? You choke. I mean, that's the worst that happens. Then you learn why you choked and then you get back out there and do it again. So, that's a big piece of advice from me. Also, again, those 8 years where I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, if you're not sure what you want to do, allow your company to help you explore and gain experiences based on your strengths and the business needs. Sometimes they drive a little bit, and that's okay. But there's also people who see sparks and potential in you that you might actually miss for yourself. And as you get, more mature in your career and where we all are on this call, you start to reflect on that purpose, and ultimately that's where you personally need to decide what your own direction is to be fulfilled. Because doing work and a great track record is awesome. But like if you're not fulfilled and you're like, what am I doing? That's not a great feeling. So I definitely think everybody should do that if you haven't done it. So again, just wanting to say thank you to Priscilla for the opportunity and everyone online that's coming to listen to all of us and our amazing stories that were inspired and crying behind the scenes over here with. And I'm excited to, open doors for people and share the continued keys to the success that you'll read in my chapter in the story. I'm blessed to have support and encouragement from my husband Andrew, like everyone else. I'm a pretty big personality for the most part. I'm quiet, but I have a big personality and I do love a dance floor. So I'm happy that he accepts me for who I am and has been a huge contributor to, I would say, challenging myself in me just feeling grateful to be there. And as everybody said, now we're gonna get emotional, but he's like, you deserve better, you deserve more. It's not enough. And I'm grateful for him. Um, my son Alexander, he said to say his name because he said he wanted everybody to know who he was. And my daughter Ariana, my mom and dad, humble background. As several people said, my mom was the fighter for me. Sorry. The fighter for me to make sure I had the opportunities I deserved and that had taken away from me. And thankfully, like, she was a connector. She found people, got me scholarship applications, made me sit in a room and write a million essays to do things and get into college. My dad, he was always telling me, set the bar higher. It's not enough. You can do it. You're like them. You can do it. Why not? And so that constant questioning between now my husband and him always was like, you can do better, you can do more. And keep giving back to other people. Make sure you remember who you are, where you came from. And I'm grateful for that. Obviously, my work colleagues, I've been at my company for a very long time. Lots of great people to help me get here. Friends and my sorority sisters from Lambda Theta Alpha, big supporters, and all the professionals who helped me gain access to the opportunities because it truly takes a village. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Alana. And I feel like I was meant to introduce you because I have a very dear friend whose name is also Alana. So I
Well,
feel
there we
like
go.
I relate so much, to what you just talked about. I love what you said around investing in yourself, whether it is by reading the books or by, being a part of them themselves. But with that, I want to keep us on time. So we're going to get to our next author, Jennifer Arnau. And I'm pronouncing the names in Spanish, because we're all Latinas here. A trailblazing first-generation Latina HR leader, has driven diversity and inclusion initiatives at Fortune 50 companies like MetLife, JP Morgan, Chase, and Verizon. Those are some big names out there. Passionate about building talent pipelines that reflect community diversity. She embraces veterans and individuals with disabilities, spearheading initiatives that enhance workforce diversity and engagement. A Rutgers University graduate, Rutgers has a special place for me. Jennifer is an active community member, dedicated mother, sports enthusiast, and salsa dancer. Yes, girl. Priscilla's a great salsa dancer too. Celebrating her Afro-Latina roots. With that, welcome Jennifer to the stage.
Thank you so much. I'll kick off by saying all glory to God for the pathway that He has set up for us to be here today. I want to thank you, Priscilla, for creating this community for us to shine. The Latinas Rising Up in HR community has been incredible for me in the last couple of years, and I'm so glad that you created this space for us. So my book sisters, we made it, we're here, and I'm so excited for the journey that's going to come along for us over the next couple of weeks, months, and years. I'm just really excited for us. This is such a full circle moment. I'm literally standing in my childhood room in Paterson, New Jersey. So I'm like, wow, this is where I actually had my first exposure to HR when I did a career showcase experience with the Director of Personnel Administration in the city of Paterson. How far has HR come, right? Like, look at us. We're no longer personnel. As I think about my journey, I would not be here without my parents. My mom, she immigrated here from Peru, and I would be remiss if I don't say Feliz 28, because tomorrow Peruvians are celebrating our Independence Day, right? Chimpum Callao. And to my Puerto Rican dad, who I get to thank for my curls and my love for salsa and my ability to identify as an Afro-Latina. They are the epitome of breaking barriers for me. They are the hardest workers that I know, and my drive and resiliency is a direct reflection of them and the values that they have taught me. Ooh, I'm trying not to cry here. To my brother, who I've always been extra hard on, it's because I've always known your potential, and you too can set anything that you set your mind to. I'm also beyond grateful for my children. I have 2 little boys, Jeter and Jathan, and everything that I do is for them. It's my job to teach them to respect and embrace women and build them as our allies. And we all remember that this all starts at home. And adding motherhood as part of my identity has been transformational and something that I own and I embrace every single day. To my entire circle of family and friends who've supported me and have been my biggest cheerleaders, even when they don't understand what I do or the life of corporate America, and like, wait, what is DEI? They've always had my back and they always have supported me along the way. I also want to give a special shout out to my loved ones in heaven, but specifically my cousin Carmen, who I lost when I was 17 years old. And she led me in her own special way to my sorority. To my sisters of Lambda Theta Alpha, of which my undergraduate experience was a pivotal factor in my own journey into HR. Thank you all for always being by my side and reminding me to celebrate who I am. As a first generation born daughter, the pressure to succeed was real. The academic pressures, the unwritten rules of having to help with paperwork and translations and going to college and doing all these things, being the first one to receive my master's, it was a lot of pressure and very difficult to navigate the unknown territory. So for me, being here is sometimes mind blowing. I'm like, wow, did I really do this? Like, this is cool. When I first met Priscilla, she had just launched the Latina Rising Up in HR community. And I was still trying to figure out and find my own space to fit in within HR, leaning into my Latinidad, which was really important for me because my HR specialty was in the diversity, campus recruiting, and early career spaces. And so I had to be able to be myself while also encouraging others that I'm trying to pipeline into the roles to also embrace themselves. So she really came at a time where I was trying to learn how to embrace my authentic self a little bit more. As I reflect on my journey to even landing my director role, the challenges and the obstacles that I faced, from producing results without seeing promotions to being called kiddo by a leader, it really wasn't until I'd learned to truly embrace myself was when I was ready to move into these leadership roles. I eliminated the code switching, and you'll read a little bit about that in my chapter. Embracing the curly hair, like I stopped straightening my hair. Leaning into my energy. Yes, I'm a little loud, but what you see is what you get. And I'm proud of it. My passion and my hand talking, it all kind of comes together. And it really wasn't until my authentic self was embraced that I began to see my confidence skyrocket. And that is what ultimately helped me land my very first director role. I'll also say that it does take the right leader to take the risk and say, let's give her the opportunity to shine. Yeah, I still contemplated submitting my story into this volume because, like Jennifer, I too was very new in my leadership journey. And I've been going through an unknown transition season myself, both professionally and personally, as I submitted my interest into submitting my story for the book. But I learned and leaned into this authorship opportunity to celebrate what I have accomplished to date, how I got here, and embracing what's yet to come. I've also learned that I am remarkable. You are remarkable. And it's not bragging if it's based on facts. Lean in to what you do well because you never know how your story will impact someone else. And remember that rejection is God's protection and redirection. Thank you, everybody. I'm so excited to hear everyone's story.
Thank you so much. I just love the energy, by the way. Like you kind of translated that to me, so now I'm over energized and reading really, really fast. So I'm gonna keep it going. So I will welcome to the stage now Maria Pastrana, who is the Director of Human Resources for Hyatt Hotels, supporting 7 hotels in Florida Southeast with over 24 years of experience at 11 Hyatt properties. She excels in recruiting, staff retention, talent development, and legal compliance, focusing on building cohesive teams and fostering a great work culture. Dedicated to diversity, also, Maria leads the Women at Hyatt group in Central Florida and serves on the board of Latinos at Hyatt, promoting inclusivity and engagement. Born in Miami to Ecuadorian parents, Maria enjoys running, traveling, and spending time with her family. Welcome, Maria.
Thank you so much. I am so really honored to be a part of this community of HR leaders, amazing HR leaders, and to be able to share my story among these beautiful stories that we heard today. Priscilla, you have entrusted us as authors to bring it forward, and I am just so appreciative to you. I can't thank you enough. May God continue to bless your purpose. As you, I'm sorry, Luce. No, I'm not sorry. Who introduced me? Hi, I'm sorry.
You're right.
Luce. As Luce mentioned, my name is Maria Pastrana, and I am a human resources director and specialist at Hyatt Hotels. I am a very proud Latina of immigrant parents. They came to this country to seek a better life. My parents, they came very humbly. They were blue collar. My mom studied. She was an inspiration to me. She took us to college, and you'll read that in the story that I shared. She took us to college. We were toddlers, and my dad was not supportive of her at first. So she graduated. My father has gone through a huge cultural change and is now a very, very, very supportive woman dad and female supporters. So I'm very proud to have my parents in my past. So when I began my career in hospitality over 25 years ago, I was always very intimidated by those in higher positions and never felt smart enough and lacked that self-confidence inside of me. And I compare that season of my career with an illustration of my great aunt's home. So my tia Lelia meant the world to me, and she had this beautiful home, and I spent a lot of time as a kid visiting her over the summers. And when you walked into her home, you were immediately impressed with the meticulous details of all the artifacts on the walls and rugs collected from around the world throughout her travels. She was a world traveler, and she enjoyed just buying things and bringing them back to her home to decorate. I remember this room she had in her home, and it was a living room full of beautiful things and an incredible plush carpet that I once ran my toes through without letting her know. As kids, we were told you're not allowed to go into this room or touch anything. We can only look at it from far away. I'm sure many of us can relate and maybe had a Tia Lelia in their lives too, right? This illustration reminds me of the importance of careers, of letting people into your life that have beautiful things as mentors, other leaders with great experiences that can share valuable wisdom with you. And now I know that I can share valuable, I know that I can share that certain leaders that you shouldn't just watch from afar or from a distance, rather, you should learn so much from someone with experience. So I started to learn along my journey to find my way to make those incredible connections with mentors that would help me to be where I am today. I also learned that I'm a curious person, that I learn more not because I'm smart, but because I'm very curious about people, and in some instances, people that are polar opposites than me. So I take that opportunity to ask them why they think differently than I do, um, or lessons of things that maybe they would do differently, because in doing that, I grow and expand my view of how to relate better to people or apply ways I would never have considered. we I'm sure you would agree with me, we all have a little bit of a tunnel vision in us, and just because we're doing things differently doesn't make those things wrong. So we have so much to learn from each other, but I just enjoy learning more and sharing my experiences with others too. We will all have many seasons in our careers, some tougher seasons than others. I would say value the process along the way, because the process is necessary. Because the character, to sustain you where you are going, is you're going to need to have that backbone. And you cannot skip over the process and jump into the benefit without structure. So honor the process and maximize it. Leadership is influence, and not because of the title. Leadership has weight to it, and there's responsibility that comes with it. So these mentors recognize something in me. I'm sure that you may have had people in your life that have recognized something in you and inspired you and encouraged you along the way. I never thought that I would be a leader, never. And yet my leader saw something in me. So what mentors can put in place is an incredible potential in you. And you need to learn how to develop your business acumen and connections and not be intimidated by it. And I keep reminding myself of that. And, Priscilla is a perfect example, someone that I've met, and, she has just been connected to me, and we've been connected some way, and we just keep circling back to each other. And she's made a difference in my life. So we also need to be that for someone else, to help other Latinas out there that maybe don't see something in themselves. And this is what I love about this book. I think that in this journey of writing the pages in this book, my hope is that it inspires others in their HR journey as well. And then I'm going to leave you with a quote from my favorite author. This author I follow in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. And okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. This author is part of my purpose, and the author says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that is from the book of the Bible. And I think that we have some incredible Latinas here, and you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria. And I think, if it's okay, I'll summarize some of the things that you say by just saying, the journey is just as important as the destination. So embrace it. Last but not least, we do have our last author, Carolina Pulido. Carolina was born and raised in Bogota, Colombia, earned a bachelor's degree in business administration from La Universidad de La Sabana. She began her career in hospitality, transitioned to staffing and executive recruiting in the US, and eventually built her own boutique executive search firm in Charlotte. Currently, she's the Senior Director of Talent Management at Compass Group USA, supporting the healthcare line business, and lives in Charlotte, North Carolina with her husband and 2 children. We do have a recording of Carolina. She's not here in person, but we'll watch it shortly. Thank you.
Hola, my name is Carolina Pulido. I am a Senior Director of Talent Management for Compass Group USA. My career in HR has been a collection of fortunate accidents, coincidences, twists, and turns. All of those experiences shaped me to become who I am personally and professionally today. I feel privileged to be part of this amazing group of Latina HR leaders who want to give back, inspire, and share our learnings through our diverse stories to aspiring HR professionals who want to make an impact. I began my career in the hospitality industry, navigating the multifaceted operations of a hotel. When I was charged with building a new team, it became evident to me that when people can use their strengths to do something they love, they thrive in their work. Through this process, I discovered employees who were disengaged in the wrong roles based on their skills and aspirations and actively looking for a change. Years of experience and continuous learnings have helped me to form evolving points of view about practices that maximize talent. I invite HR professionals to be disruptors, challenge conventional practices, and think holistically about their innovative talent processes and how they can contribute to sustainable business results. Enjoy the book.
That was great. Thank you so much, Carolina. And now I have the distinct pleasure of closing out, or before I pass it on to Priscilla to close out, of announcing the final two book winners, Dylan Rogers and Ada Facundo Briones. Congrats, and congrats to all the authors. Priscilla, back to you.
Luz, Brenda, thank you for bringing the energy on today. I knew we were going to have an amazing day today. I could already feel it from the moment I woke up, and I was already seeing the messages on our WhatsApp and texts and emails that were blasting from everywhere that today is the day. I'm going to breathe for a second because we are done. We did it. We have officially launched our pre-launch. So thank you, ladies, for bringing all the energy, your stories, your vulnerabilities, your just again everything of who you are. And I've been getting messages. That's why you might see me on the in the green screen looking down, because of just, oh my gosh, Priscilla, I'm so inspired. I'm so inspired. That author inspired me. This story inspired me. I'm in tears, or I really felt connected. That's what this is about. Your story is meant to connect with one person, and it may not be everybody, and that's okay. We're not everyone's favorite thing, and that's okay. But each of you are meant to inspire one person, and I feel that that has happened today. Congratulations to our book winners that have gone ahead and will be getting copies of our book at the end of August. Again, I want to thank our media partners, our marketing partners, our technology team here that continues to make us look so good. The audience of friends and family seeing your messages in the live feed have broadened my heart more than you can even imagine. And to each of you authors, each of you thank me, and I keep saying you don't have to, but I appreciate it so much in the deep part of my heart, because it is something that takes a lot of work. But like I keep saying, I couldn't do it without each one of you, and we continue to do great things together. If you haven't pre-ordered your book already, as you've heard many of our authors, please go ahead and do that, because that allows us to see there's excitement out there for it. And so we want to get this book out. We are so pumped. And so you will see that at the end of August. We also have an upcoming event with Netflix that's happening in Los Angeles on August 8th. And so please stay tuned to our social channels. You'll see the links brought in through there. But I ask that you connect with us. Latinas Rising Up in HR is a community for you, built by Latinas in HR for Latinas in HR. And we invite our allies as well. We're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Again, please, we are a growing network that continues to grow and bring others along with us to be mentors, sponsors, and just more than anything, show you that it can be done. Don't listen to all the stats. The stats are there to show what's happening now. They don't know what's going to happen in the future. We know what's going to happen in the future, and we are going to kick the door open, let the floodgates open, and we are here now. Again, thank you to all the Latinas Rising Up in HR. It's great. I want to thank each one of I want to be a part of this. This is who I am. This is part of who I am. And I want to inspire others to be a part of it. Again, thank you for everything, of all the continued support you'll be giving us. And know that we are just a LinkedIn away from connecting with each one of you. We look forward to hearing more of great stories. And this is not the last. You will continue to see us. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll stay connected.